time just crushed, by school and business and me and you and life.
Each scene is a different story, and it has to make sense. It has to have a beginning, it has to have a middle, and it has to have an end, because then the audience is engaged with it. And the only way to tell a really good story is to listen to what's being said to you and process it the same way you do in everyday life and respond. So we take that 10 basic rules of improv and say, all right, these are some ground rules for communication around here. And the first one is yes and. When you just agree with something, because you never know where it's going to go. And like you're saying, in brainstorming sessions, because I've done some with major companies in the city, where we've just done brainstorming sessions with them, and it was just like, accept that, don't knock it down, accept it, add something to it. What could make it, if you're going to knock it down, what could it do to make it better? People need a laugh. People need an escape. And that's what we're trying to provide.
Yes, and thing that experience is really quite liberating for people. All of a sudden their ideas start flowing.
This has been one of my major challenges, because as I'm going back to in-person events, I used to have a pretty solid team of vendors and partners that I was able to rely on for in-person events, especially when it comes to, everything from audiovisual to caterers and just freelancers and contractors. And it felt quite hard lately to rely on those people for two different reasons. One, they're either not in business anymore, or two, they're so busy, they're just overwhelmed.
It was about 75% of it was coming through destination management companies. So most of our clients that weren't our normal contracted bookings that were used to us from the past, they didn't recognize our name because they flowed through a DMC. And because of that, if a DMC disappears and that level goes away, we're still here. We still want to service them, but they don't know us by name, so they don't know how to get to us.
You have to change, because just through the sheer fact of what we're going through now. So
help them figure out, is the people in their CRM, are they still there? Is the contact information still valid? And it's a big job, but people have great interest even in having the most accurate data that they can post-COVID.
Research business, if anyone's interested in understanding customers, or you hear anything about journey mapping or customer experience design, or getting in touch with customers to understand what they do and why they do it and what they need. That's the basis of the marketing research.
Developing a course that I hope would be taught live in business lessons in Shakespeare.
A lot of the destination management companies that used to connect these, many of the clients don't know that we've provided entertainment for them in the past, even our very large ones, because they were usually booked to us through a destination management company, through Disney, through Universal, when they were doing their conferences at those locations. The best way to reach out, you could actually contact me directly. It's Alexis at entertainmentcentralproductions.com. They can always find me on LinkedIn as well if they're looking to connect with me there and have a more casual conversation. If they're emailed out, they can do that. But I'm always happy to set up a Zoom or any kind of a chat.
But my thought was, in many ways, the pandemic allowed us to define life up. And I think what a lot of people did is they redefined what they wanted, and they redefined what they thought was success. And success for a lot of people might not have been working 8 or 10 or 20 hours a day, hence the labor shortage. And maybe that's a positive thing, that instead of defining deviancy down, we defined life up. Bye.